Guten Tag, Kinder. Welcome to The Composer Detective. There, we investigate the lives and the music of some of the world's great and influential orchestral composers. Usually, I, George Friedrich Handel, am your host. But today, I want Johannes Brahms, whom we met on a previous episode of The Composer Detective, to be your host. He is good friends with our guest. Guten Morgen, Kinder. Do you remember me? I am Johannes Brahms, one of the three Bs of German composers. Johann Sebastian Bach, Ludwig van Beethoven, and me, Johannes Brahms. I am a composer of the Romantic era, which is a period of music, art, and literature which is often characterized by the unabashed expression of emotion. Well, today, I want you to meet a friend of mine, Antonin Dvorak, who lived in the late 1800s and was a Bohemian composer, also in the Romantic era. Bohemia was a part of what you now call the Czech Republic, I hear. We were just at a concert here in Vienna of Dvorak's 9th Symphony from the New World, and he is supposed to meet me here at the Red Hedgehog Inn for coffee. Ah, there he is! Hello, Antonin! What a concert! Your 9th Symphony is magnificent! A masterpiece! Hello, children! Dobry dzień, Johannes! What a compliment coming from you, one of the three Bs, Bach, Beethoven, and you, Brahms. You are a dear friend and have helped me so much in my career. Did you like the themes that were inspired by my time in America at the National Conservatory of Music in New York? You know, I spent 3 years there, and I was so inspired by the Native American music and black spirituals, which will form such a basis for American composers. I tried to capture the spirit of that music, as well as use the Bohemian or Czech melodies I love so well. You succeeded, my friend. Your New World Symphony seems as if it could be American or Czech. You have done such an amazing job at using the folk tunes from your beloved Bohemia and Moravia as a basis for your own unique compositions. Da, I grew up with folk music in my small village near Prague, and then I was able to move to Prague at age 16 to study music. I was so inspired by Frideric Smetana, the first famous patriotic Bohemian composer. I played viola in the Czech National Theatre Orchestra, which Smetana conducted, and I was in the pit orchestra for the performances of his great opera, The Bartered Bride. I had been trying my hand at composing, and I decided to write an opera myself. It didn't go over very well until I rewrote it. I have such high standards for my music that I have burned a lot of my compositions that weren't good enough. Though I was poor, I was never cold. Yeah, you and I share that critical concern for our work. I too destroyed many of my works. But then, I submitted my 3rd symphony to the Austrian State Committee in 1874, and you were part of the committee. You liked my work, and I won first prize for my compositions 3 different years. I was finally able to get out of poverty and buy a piano and compose full-time. My wife Anna was so glad I could give up all my other jobs to focus on composing. I loved to stay at home with my family of 6 children and compose at the kitchen table amongst all the noise of my family. And then you recommended me to your publisher, Simrock, so that I could get my Moravian duets published. You have only ever helped me, and I thank you. You even took on the tedious job of proofreading my compositions. How could I not help and encourage such talent? I was poor too once, and Robert Schumann helped me reach a place where I could support myself composing. Let's give the children a little geography lesson here. Dvorak is from Bohemia, a province which today is part of the Czech Republic, also known as Czechia. At the time he lived, it was part of the Austrian Empire, which became the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1867, of which Vienna was the capital. So it was easy for him to visit Vienna, and that is why a Bohemian or Czech composer would apply for the composition prize of the Austrian State Committee. And since I won first prize from the Austrian State Committee and started publishing this Symphony, I have enjoyed such success. I have continued Smetana's push for national Bohemian music, not just a German sound. Oh, no offense, Johannes. What? You do not like the 3 Bs? The 3 influential composers from Germany? Bach, me, Ludwig van Beethoven, and Brahms? You will never be Beethoven. It is I who pushed classical music into the Romantic era, so that you are not bound by so much structure and order. You can be free with your emotional melodies. How you do offend. I am a genius. There are and will be 1,000 princes. There is only one Beethoven. Do not mind him, Antonin. Glory for oneself is not so important. While I, Johann Sebastian Bach, may now be known as one of the 3 Bs, and considered by some to be the greatest composer ever, and while I was a prolific composer in the Baroque era, with all its frills, trills, and extra notes, I most want my music to be to the glory of God. Da, I have faith in God and want to honor him too. No offense meant, gentlemen. As I was saying, I have continued Smetana's push for national Bohemian music, and have become well known enough that I have gone to England and Russia to conduct and compose. Ja? Well, I, George Friedrich Handel, am a famous Baroque-era composer from Germany. I lived much of my life in England. It was there I composed water music, operas, and oratorios such as Messiah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I'm Handel, George Friedrich Handel.
Da, I, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, also a Romantic-era Russian composer, invited you to come to St. Petersburg and Moscow to conduct your music. Now, I have just returned from New York. So many offers. Will they want me to go to the moon next?
Ja, I cannot conceive that a man can go to the moon. But I hear that in the future, in 1969, men called astronauts, children, maybe you have heard of astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. But anyway, these astronauts listen to a recording of the New World Symphony when they are about to land on the moon.
How incredible! But I prefer my homeland Bohemia and the simple pleasures of my happy family life. I look forward to returning to Prague and taking the position of the director of the Prague Conservatory, using my gifts from God to compose, spending time at the train station, watching the trains come and go, and raising pigeons. It has been good to see you, Johannes, but I think it is time for me to go home. Let's review about me. My name is Antonin Dvorak. You say it.
Antonin Dvorak.
1841 to 1904.
1841 to 1904.
Famous patriotic Bohemian composer.
Famous patriotic Bohemian composer.
Of the Romantic era.
Of the Romantic era.
Spent time in America.
Spent time in America.
Known for use of folk music.
Known for use of folk music.
String quartets and operas.
String quartets and operas.
Symphonies, especially the New World Symphony.
Symphonies, especially the New World Symphony.
Ephesians 5 says, Sing and make music from your heart to the Lord, always giving thanks to God the Father for everything in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Perhaps you like to sing or write music. Do it for the glory of God. Perhaps you will be the next great composer. Nasledano, Johannes.
Auf Wiedersehen, Antonin. Thank you for sharing your music with me and the world. May we meet again soon. Danke. Thank you for watching The Composer Detective today. Please join me again another time where we will talk about the lives and the music of other great composers like Antonin Dvorak, Johannes Brahms, and me, George Frideric Handel. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel and email list. Auf Wiedersehen from George Frideric Handel and the Composer Detective.